Welcome into Indiana basketball after the game tonight with Charlie Miller. And I thought, Charlie, that we were going to be talking about a game that some history was going to be made since the first time that you and your teammates beat Wisconsin at the first opportunity in the Kohl Center. But man, it was not to be. Indiana with a 20-point first half lead and just watched it melt away like snow in Florida, baby.
Man, and you know what? That hadn't happened since like 1970 something. John, look it up, John. But yeah, I mean, to stay optimistic, they gave the most impressive first quarter I've seen in a long time. And then the second half, I can't quite put my hand on what happened. I can't quite put my hand on it, but yes, you're right. I thought it was going to be a big celebration, winning big, at the Kohl Center.
Yeah, it was not to be. You've got to give Wisconsin all the credit because if you're down 20, man, that's a beat down. To be in the locker room down 17, that's a beat down. But
yeah,
didn't phase them. And Indiana, it's a tale of two halves. Man, the first half, they shot the lights out. They came out shooting the lights out. They came out aggressive, shooting the ball. Everybody, as a matter of fact, I remember looking at the starters. The starters were 16 of, 23, I think. 16 of 23, 76%. The starters.
Yeah, we were on. Yeah, we were on. You know what? Let me tell you what also.
42.
Yeah, we know. Again, first half was. That was again. That was as good as a first half I've seen in years, where we looked like we knew what we were doing. And the ball was moving, spacing was great. We had them flustered. What really hurt us, in my assessment, Jim, was Wisconsin made individual plays, but it wasn't on their initial offense. It was second and third effort plays. Like even that last bucket that Davis made at the end, that was a scramble play. It wasn't like they ran an offense. That was a scramble play, and the kid happened to make a daunting shot. So to me, even though, yes, and I'm going to get to Xavier in a second, overall effort, much better. Don't expect no more than this. They were picked 7th preseason for a reason, and you can only go off the body of work that was done before. This was a valiant effort. No one wants to hear about this. I'm going to keep this very positive. This was a freaking valiant effort. We learned today. This was a sting that you freaking need to have. You need to have a sting like this. Up as much as you were, your starters kind of go scoreless. We talked about that with Miller Kopp a little bit before the show. We couldn't really get Trace going. Race has some good buckets, but he's more of a second effort type scorer, as I'm kind of seeing consistently. Your bench really gave you no scoring efforts. We look kind of, we have no identity when we get the second unit in. And I think that kind of hurt us towards the latter part of the first half. And I think that's what led to Wisconsin coming back slowly but surely, playing one possession at a time.
Yeah, and this has become kind of a pattern, Charlie.
Yeah.
I've seen this. It's not the first time. They play really well in the first half, and either adjustments are made or whatever goes on. But Indiana is just not the same team in the second half, and and then they seem like they're kind of deer in the headlights at that point, like what's going on, and they don't know what's happening, and it's wow, that's a growth thing, I know, but man, there's enough veterans on this team with Xavier Johnson, who is kind of one of tonight's issues, to be truthful, and he's one of the most veteran members of this squad. He has to be a veteran. He has to be a guy. He can't let his emotions get to him. He can't get outside of his playing ability. I don't want to mean it, not his abilities, but stay in his lane. You got to stay in your lane, man. Everybody has to stay in their lane.
Yeah. Again, it's just we look amazing first half. We look like we had identity theft the second half, Jim. somebody stole the playbook or something. And again, I know it's going to be addressed. But down the stretch, and we're going to put all the blame on the ball handler. Xavier. I mean, I'm going to hold him accountable, but he has to know. He has to have some solutions off that pick and roll. Once you get past past the free throw line, no good passes are happening, man, because it's just too congested. And we did that too many times with no solutions, no kickouts.
Yeah, looking at the stats in the second half, basically, Indiana lost the game behind the 3-point line. They were 0 for 5. Meanwhile, Wisconsin hit 4 3-pointers, which is part of the 5 more shots they hit in the second half. So there's 12 points right there that Wisconsin put on Indiana. They finished the game on an 11-0 run, actually, and a 16-2 run to finish over the final 15 minutes. Indiana missed their last 7 shots. They were 1 of their last 15, Charlie.
And free throws.
I hadn't even gotten to there yet.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to jump the gun. But no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
To the line much. They were 3 of 9.
Yeah, when we got there, we missed. Right, but that you can't go into scoring lows like that. That's why for me, game management is a key. You got to know what's going on possession by possession, and it looks like it just kind of slipped by the wayside.
Yep, Charlie dropped out there. He'll be right back. Indiana has a scoring drought there in that 1 of 15 over 3 minutes. They blow a 22-point lead. They lose for the 19th straight time up there. I just can't. I can't fathom Indiana having a record like that against anybody. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
But it is, and it is. X was out of control a little bit. He's an emotional guy, but he has got to get his emotions under wreck. This is a long Big Ten season, man. And you're going to get every team's best game. Everybody's like Juwan Howard the other night had the greatest. Somebody asked him about defending their Big Ten title, and he said, "Man, that SHI."
Yeah.
He goes, "That was last year." He goes, "Everybody's trying to win the Big Ten championship in 21-22." He said, "That's all it is," and it's the truth. It's a battle every night wherever you are, and Indiana is going to have to toughen up. They seem not. I don't want to. They're not as tough as they need to be. They have to toughen up. They were playing pretty well in the first half, but in the second half, Wisconsin just not punked them, but they never went away, and Indiana kind of faded, it seemed. And they just weren't playing his toughness.
Yeah, we played tough and strong because we were making shots. We stopped making shots. And sometimes your identity, man, when you start making shots, the effort, the second effort's not there on defense, rebounding. And I think it kind of went hand in hand. That's what I saw. We stopped missing shots. We started playing a little soft and passive, right? We stopped going to you said it. We didn't really attack the basket. They barely blew the whistle for us because we didn't go to the basket, right? And then we missed a lot of shots we made the first half. So this is going to be one to grow on. I mean, again, you want to put blame, shame, whatever. I mean, accountability is accountability at this level. They're going to get better from this. I know they are.
I'm trying to quickly add up. Let's see, 2 of 6. So 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. The starters only hit 4 shots in the second half. 10, 14, 23-24. That's crazy. 4 of 24 in the second half. The starters. After that first half. That's not right. Trying to get that figured out real quick. 16%. 16%.
Big difference. Yeah,
Literally,
yeah. Again,
16%.
we went missing.
There's never been, I don't think that there could have ever been a drop off like that in the history of college basketball. I'm kidding, but I've never heard of one. The starters shoot 76% in the first half, 16 in the second half. They were a combined 4 of 24.
I told you it was a tale of two teams. I mean, you saw a team. I mean, they were throwing lobs. I mean, it was wide open, pick and rolls, pick your poison. Then I think we drank the poison. And we just went to a you know what show. And it just did not look good at all.
No, it did not. Xavier Johnson, 1 of 10 in the second half. Really rough half for him.
Yeah.
1 of 4 at the free throw line. He was missing free throws, and it's like it was just the game was just getting away from him at that point. And that goes to the emotional side where he is going to have to control that. Wyatt said he felt like that the second half was just forcing shots and not working. The offense, guys, just trying to ISO and make a play, which is fine when it's working. Yeah, exactly. But when it's not fine. And it wasn't. That's just a shock for a team to shoot 76% in the first half. And it's not like they took 5 shots. That's just blows my mind. 16 of 23 to 4 of 24. It's just crazy. I've just never seen or heard of something that's that. Well, yeah, that reminds me of Kentucky back in 83 in Seattle, the Final Four. They went 3 for 33 in the second half. This is the Kentucky meltdown, like in the Final Four back in it was 83.
Yeah.
Against Georgetown or whomever it was. They went 3 for 33. It's just mind-boggling that everybody. How does everybody go cold like that, Charlie?
Well, again, it was for Wisconsin. I mean, it was a freaking. This is the character playbook, one play at a time. Just again, like you said, melt them down. Just make them get rattled. And we didn't have an answer for it. We just did not have an answer. We didn't slow them down. They were scrappy. You played into the hands. It's a veteran cagey group. You could tell they've been playing together for a while. They were off. They didn't just shoot a lot of 3-point shots. Their best scorer, he was very patient. He just wasn't trying to turn the corner and score. He let the offense come to him. And again, to me, it was a second, third offensive opportunities for them that really helped them. And we were out of position. Rebounding really wasn't there. And to me, that's what I think the difference was in the second half.
Yeah, a bright spot. Somebody mentioned Michael Durr. 4 points. 2 of 3 shooting. He only played 6 minutes. So he came in and gave a little something. They took him out.
Yeah, tough to say bright spots. I mean, because you make he make a jump shot. You're right. You know what I mean? You grab a rebound. I'm not going. That's great. I mean, that's cool. But like that body of work, like okay.
I'm trying to find something, man.
me too. Like, but like okay, like now Charlie at 45 can't take that. No, we can't go. We can't use that one as an uplift. Anthony Lillard, he did a decent job playing defense. I mean, he had a hell of assignment. He had a hell of assignment. But I mean, you gotta figure out second half woes, right? And then to me, you gotta figure out the rotation because when Tamar's good in spots. He gets a little rattled. He tries to get going a little bit more than he needs to go. But we got to figure out rotation. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. You got your main guys who get you going scoring wise, who else is going to step up consistently to help you?
Mike's talking about the adjustment of bringing in Lander and Bates and Stewart and Race and Trace. He was asked about if he thought about going to Lander in the closing minutes because of the issues that were going on, and no, it was not a consideration.
No, that wasn't the game. That's too late.
Man, we keep losing him when he's in the throes of it. He's having a bad time tonight. He's still going at it, though.
I'm having issues like this damn game, man. What's going on? Man, it must be a badger eating the lines or something. But you can't put a player in who hasn't played all game, especially second half like that. There's no way I see a player who's been sitting the bench the whole time gonna give you a spark. That's too tough. And I don't even think Coach Wilson would put Christian in that position because that's too much to expect. You might as well let him ride that out and give him a lesson of here's why you didn't play. Here's where I got to get you better at. I need you to be in these games earlier on so he could count on you. And Rob didn't score the ball. I don't know. It was just tough to watch. The second half was just tough. It was a tough watch, man, the second half, Jim.
Yes, it was. Hey, don't forget, brought to you by our good friends at Southern Stone Restaurant, located at Patterson and Rogers in Bloomington, Indiana. It's where you can find Inside Indiana Basketball with Mike Woodson and Don Fisher each Monday at 7:05. It's a great place to go. Great meal. I was there the other night for the coach's show. It was tremendous. Can't wait to get back there. So make sure you stop by and see our friends at Southern Stone Restaurant. We can't wait to get back there. But we got more work to do before then. So now what coming back, Charlie? Man, they've got some games to work out now. They don't go back to Big Ten play for a couple of games. You got some non-con games with some teams that you should just beat the living crap out of. After a game like this, Indiana should beat the living crap out of whoever they play next. I mean, they should be pissed off. They should be pissed off from what Mike Woodson's about to do to them, and just mad over what happened, the opportunity that they had, and that they let slip away, and it's they've got to learn from this because it's not the last time they're going to have a lead in the Big Ten at home or on the road this season.
Right. So two things for me. I like the fact that we do have, no disrespect, some games coming up that we should come out victorious. I don't love the fact we've played 2 Big Ten games and you have these teams that you're going to probably beat, and now you got to get back to the Big Ten because that can lead to false confidence. That's just my opinion, my take. I mean, scheduling, but this is something to kind of erase. I would say, replace Chase. Erase that game, go get this next one. It's over. Let the guys who hadn't played a lot, get them back playing, get them ready, find your rotations out so you can find an identity when you are down like that. Tough to really create that in practice because you're going to probably take some time off. But the film session is going, I think they're going to get their first real film session from Coach Woodson on and this is tough to really come up. It's good when everything's great. Hey, Coach Woody, ex-player. Now they're gonna get their real old school film session. I feel they're gonna get called out really, 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 really good.
I see a great question here about offensive rebounds because I know that was an issue. There we go. Allowed too many offensive rebounds. Oh, man, I don't have that on this screen. I got to go back and
see. That's what I was talking about, Jim. We were out of position. They were shooting. We weren't boxing out.
11 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, see in the second half, they were shooting long range shots that were damn near forced, in my opinion. It wasn't like they were we were contesting shots. We were out of position. They won the tip game. They kept the ball alive, and it really bit us. That 3-point shot that Davis made in the right corner. That was the rebounding to me. It wasn't like it was a straight up, we just didn't have the effort, the desire weren't there. That we were scrambling. Because we were down, I think we were desperate. We didn't play a wholesome second half defensively like we did in the first half.
Actually, Indiana had more offensive rebounds than Wisconsin did. 14-11. And that's a shocker.
But their second half, I think there was a difference because we didn't score that many points.
Nope. Only scored 17 whole points.
Right.
The entire half.
Yeah, you scored 42 first half, 17 second. So you pretty much flipped it, right? You almost flipped it. They had 25, I believe, at the half when we had 42.
Yeah, and let's see. Total rebounds. Indiana wins the rebounding game. Defensive rebounds were exact same, and the three more offensive rebounds were the difference. Second chance points, Indiana led that 16-11. Bench points, Wisconsin 17-12. Points in the paint, Indiana 30-22. Fast break points, 14-6. Indiana. Indiana led so many categories except
this came down. Yeah, this came down to scrappy plays. You made the plays when you needed to. That's what Wisconsin did, and they found a way to win. They found a way to win. That's just the bottom line.
Well, they found a way to win by Indiana not hitting shots for one thing. That was just a horror. How does a team go from shooting the percentage they shot in that first half? It can't. I know it's part Wisconsin making some adjustments and playing a little harder, playing better defense, but it can't be that damn improved. I mean, we're going from 76 to 17, man.
Yeah, and that's why I say again, that's some false confidence that's Wisconsin gonna have because it wasn't. We just looked passive. The second half, we just looked passive. I felt Trace should have gone because the double teams. I mean, they were double teaming. I hope everybody can see my hand. They were double teaming. They were coming up so high. I don't know why he just didn't get it and go around guys. Not saying it's that easy, but at least look to make a play by putting the ball on the ground, going after the slowest guy, the tallest guy, because it wasn't like the double team was really hurting. But I think that stalled us, and we kind of went back to what I saw yesteryear late shot clock throw-ups that you don't practice. That now these are tough 2s and 3s that turn into easy opportunities for your opponent to go down and set up their offense and score because you're scrambling. And that just happens too often.
For all you guys that are listening on Facebook, make sure you give us a follow on YouTube. That's where most of our stuff goes. We have our channel there, Indiana Sports Beat Radio, and all of our daily show and post-game shows are there. So make sure if you please go there and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Give you all the notifications when we're going to have all this great content. So what's next for Charlie for this team? What do you come back? What's the mental aspect? What do you do now? What's new? I know we talked about the film session, which they need that. But then once they get back on the floor in gym, what do you got to work on? You got to get past this, man.
I mean, it's not a conditioning issue. I mean, we look in shape, so that's something that you got to think about because when you have strong first halves and you have letdown second halves, you got to think about physical conditioning. So you got to question that. Film-wise, coaching, I think it's going to be personnel. Who we're going to stick with. I think you're going to start getting that, that 7 to 8 type man rotation. Where it's going to be, players going to be vying for minutes at that 7th, 8th spot. It doesn't look like it's a next man up. I don't think we have the skill set yet to go next man up. I don't think that's this team's identity. So, like I said before, you play against, is it Merrimack next game? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, you got Merrimack. Again, nothing against it. So everybody's going to play, in my opinion. This is going to be one you want to erase, but yet you're going to probably it's going to linger a little bit. Because you're going to you got to move on. You got to move on, right? So they got Merrimack coming up. Everybody's going to play, get back into it. We're going to forget about this. All the comments going to be, oh, look how great we played. Oh, wow, look how Xavier penetrated. But, it is what it is, man. But good game. I mean, hey, man, we've come a long way. I'm sorry. I mean, we've come a long way. We look like a different team. I know the second half was poo-poo, but we look like a different team.
If they could put those two halves together,
yes,
that's a team that could compete with anybody.
Anybody in the country. I'm in the country. Yes, we can compete.
Putting those together.
Yes, we just got to find that second half. Second half, I'm looking for you. Where are you?
Is that, and James says, the passing went away in the second half. It basically turned into an Archie Miller game. Mike Woodson should have.
Well, that was that pick and roll. I don't know what we were doing. And see, again, that's what I'm saying. Please understand. This is like an old Coach Knight thing, right? And when you go play pickup at the Hyper or wherever you might go play pickup tomorrow, 24-hour fitness, try it. No good passes happen past the free throw line. Xavier, the only person that had the ball, so I'm not blaming him. Nobody had it. He was getting too deep, and his head was on a swivel too much. And you could tell he didn't know where to go. He got so deep, he didn't know where to go. So it ended up being some throw-ups, ended up being some kickouts, and you just put guys in weak positions of weakness where they could not shoot and score. And that to me goes into what I used to see with Coach Miller. Late shot clock throw-ups, or when Trace don't shoot it, you get everybody else trying to shoot the ball. You can tell that really don't practice that. He's encouraging them to shoot it, but that's just not how you practice.
Well, apparently what he wears is important because he's 7-0 when wearing a suit and 0-2 when he does not. So someone ought to tell him that, I guess.
Well, sometimes they do. Is it Jimmy V? God bless him. Yeah. No, I know, but I saw they all kind of had on like sweatsuits or something. I saw that.
Coaches for cancer and those type of
things.
Yeah, that changes quite a bit.
I saw that, yeah.
Mental toughness, that's still being instilled. I think that some of these guys have it and some are still grasping that you have to have that for 40 minutes. And that's hard to do. I know it's hard to do. It's hard to do when you're up big. It's like, it's hard to not really.
Well, and again, your guy who's averaging 20, he scored how many? 3?
Who's that?
Trace.
Oh, in the second half?
Points total.
Yeah,
Trace.
Trace Jackson Davis had 9 total.
9. Okay, that's a big difference. You got to understand. Please go here with me, you all. Those 21. Those 21 that he's averaging, in a sense. See, that's that ball going through him. You're playing through him. We didn't play through him. So this is how we don't practice this way. I don't know this, but this is just my take. We don't play without Trace getting off, scoring, being that, giving the ball far around one, dominating. He didn't dominate. So again, we started shooting and then we went into who's going to take that shot, right? Parker, to me, he has to catch and shoot. He puts the ball on the ground. He's good, but I don't think that's him. Like, I think he's a better catch and shoot, and that kind of went away as well.
Yeah, only 4 touches for Trace in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. That can't be the case, man.
Every practice, Jim, every single practice, when you're on the starter squad, that ball is touching his hand 2, 3, 4 times a possession. 4 touches, 4, and these are, now, I know you talk about PTs on the character side, these are purposeful touches. You can't have your main guy get 4 touches. That's going to be a straight identity crisis, and we saw that. We didn't know where to go with the ball. Even when he got it, again, the double teams weren't really there, so I'm hoping that he sees when people coming out too high, you got to freaking go at them with immediacy and attack them right off the bat and then make plays from there. But yeah, we look lost because that's just not our identity. 4 touches from your main guy. Yeah, I think that's what you saw in the second half as well.
Yeah, and this is a team that's going to have to continue to get better. They haven't. These are kind of the similar mistakes that they've made when they get challenged, when they get pushed. They're kind of making these same mistakes.
I tell you what, though, we didn't get pumped, though. You know what I mean? Like we just played bad. Like, I mean, the kind of share, I remember having a similar game like that against, that was Wisconsin, my junior year, We were up by 15 and lost by 15, right? The tale of two teams, right? And it's like, how does that happen? It happens, right? And you end up getting tight. Things that you may not admit happen. Now, like I say, that jumper's not going in. You're not attacking. You just start playing more passive, because you are relying on that jump shot, right? So I don't think we got pumped, but I agree with you. I think we showed remnants, but I definitely say this is a better team. I think this is a better team than I've seen in quite some time.
Well, that's something good to hear.
Yeah.
And look forward to more improvement on it. And I'm sure that the fans certainly will, and that comes with wins, but you have to learn, and it's hard, but sometimes you've got to go through all of these beat downs before you come out on the other side.
Yeah, man. Hey, yeah, this is one of those games.
In November and December, there are no championships. Nobody's cutting nets down in December.
Yeah, these are the games. I'm not sure. I'm not saying this happens, but like sometimes you can look at it as a coach, like, we're gonna win this one. We're gonna win this one. This is gonna be tough. I'm gonna take it on the chin. But this is one of those games where this is a growing pain game. Nobody want to. Hey, you know what, fans? We got the right. We're gonna riot. We're gonna say the blame shame game. But this is one of those games that you really, really, really need, because now, to me, this is when the coaching starts. Now, this is where player development starts. Now, this is where everybody starts to galvanize. Right, that key word. I want to go to the objective key word. This, because you need the action, Jim. We could talk all that stuff pre season Bahamas. You need the action, because that mental toughness we're talking about comes down to focus. That focus we're talking about comes down to feelings. And are we paying attention? Like I said before one time, are we paying position to every single freaking possession? And I think we got away from that in the second half.
Yeah. These comments keep moving so quickly. Five Left says they didn't play above the rim when they could have. They seem to be doing that in the first half some, but the shots were going down so easily.
Yeah, and Race was the only one. I mean, Race was like, you saw him rebounding, going up hard. But Geronimo, he had strong takes. Oh, we didn't see him in the second half, did we? Geronimo, he didn't play the second half, did he?
He did. He hit a free throw.
Yep.
He did. He did hit a free throw.
4 minutes. He was in there for 4 minutes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're two above the rim guys outside of Trace is going to be Geronimo and Race, right? So, again, I don't think it was much crashing on the boards. And the only person I would give credit for to that was Race today.
How much did this point here that everyone's kind of been talking about, Xavier kind of letting his emotions get away from him, but having a personal beef and not focusing on being the team leader? He's the point guard, man. He has got to keep his head, and yet he was 1 of 10 in that second half. Well, again,
something that he said he has to work on, and he's been better. Now, this is a part of your ID. I'm gonna keep saying it all night. Now you have something to grow on, right? You came to IU, say you want to get better at responding to fouls and chippy situations. I think he's done a great job. Okay, they got away. So let's see what happens in the next couple of games, right? This is what it's about, man. It's about process improvement, not overnight growth, over time growth. And this is, I mean, what a better time to actually do that than now.
Yep. And Indiana will get to take a break from conference play as they take on Merrimack. What is that, Sunday afternoon, I think at 2 or 2:30. And that'll be at home in Simon Scott Assembly Hall. So that should be just an absolute beatdown. Then they have another non-conference game after that. Remember who they play. Oh, that's Crossroads Classic after that, I think. Notre Dame next Saturday at 2:30. So you've got a couple of more non-con games before getting back to Big Ten play, and then it's on from there, man.
Yeah, you got
UNC Asheville and man, I'm forgetting one more. They have 4.
You got Northern Kentucky. Northern
Kentucky. There you go.
Yeah, you got So you got Merrimack, Notre Dame, Northern Kentucky, and then UNC Asheville, and you're right back at Penn State. So
man, they've got a bunch of get right games here.
We got them.
Notre Dame, Northern Kentucky, and UNC Asheville, then Penn State even.
You got some. That's what I'm saying.
Woo, that's 5 games, 4 of which are at home.
Yeah. I appreciate it, 5 Lets. You can't have this either. This was a Christmas gift from last year. So, can I have this, sir? Thank you.
Yes.
Why are you looking at my clothes anyway, man? Come on, man. That's a classmate of mine. That's a classmate, and IU classmate. So we have fun with it. But no, we got some. We got again. Let's have the same spirit as fans, as critics. Let's have the same spirit against Merrimack. I think that's how you keep this going. Because if you don't, you're like, okay, we're gonna win. We're supposed to win. No, keep the same spirit. Then you go against Notre Dame, whatever. I mean, hopefully, I won't call them a slouch, right? But we need to keep the same spirit. And again, I think you're gonna see a different team. I like what I saw. I mean, again, overall, Jim, I saw that second half coming a mile away. I saw it. I was like, we played too freaking good. We played too good the first half.
Yep, you said it. You called it. Well, man, I cannot thank you enough as always, and look forward to Monday. Well, talking to you on Monday. How's school going, by the way?
Man, school's going great, man. It's school. It's pretty cool. It's about 37 kids at the school, and man, I'm like I play capture the flag a lot, dude. It's like that's I've never played that game before ever. All these little backyard games that we play. It's been cool, man. It's been a cool experience.
The Tip-Off Classic, the Forum Tip-Off Classic this Saturday at Southport High School, just south of Indianapolis, going on this weekend. So, definitely going to be heading up there to see that, as quite a few players of note in that one. So many that I'm not even going to take time to name them all. But let's see. Braylon said they probably could have pulled away with a win if they'd have taken their time in the last 4 minutes. But, they had a lot more problems than that. That game was not lost. It wasn't lost in the last 4 minutes. It was lost as soon as they came out of the locker room. It was a different deal.
I think, Jim, I'm going to go back a little, man. I think I saw the turn the last 2 minutes of the first half. We caught timeout. Xavier Johnson does. I don't know what. He comes right away. You saw Coach Woodson was upset about that, right? Now you got to put in, a non-scoring guard. Nothing against Rob, and you let the best scorer on Wisconsin team, kind of finish off strong. That to me, I think led that momentum. You gave Wisconsin a window of opportunity, and they took advantage of it.
Yep, cut a few points off and then came right back out and did it again, man. Well, brother, as always, you are on point, and I appreciate it and love you for it, and can't wait to do it again.
Hey, guys, I appreciate it, man, and everybody on the chat, man. I always appreciate it because I take your comments and I use them so y'all know. I still you put basketball stuff there and I like it, I take it. I'm a swiper.
Hey, make sure you go to YouTube and sign up for the broadcast at Indiana Sports Beat Radio. That way you get notifications because we have it going on all the time, and there's only going to be all kinds of content. But that's going to about wrap it up, man. Charlie, you can go back and watch the soap operas and whatever you're going to do tonight.
Man, and, I got to watch Dynasty and see who shot JR. So let's put it out.
Boy, you're showing your age, man.
Hey, come on, man.
Appreciate everybody. Thanks to Southern Stone Restaurant and Patterson and Rogers in Bloomington. Thanks to John, a producer. Most importantly, thanks to you guys. Without you, there's no reason for us to be here. I'll be back tomorrow with Indiana Sports Beat Radio. For Charlie Miller and John, the producer, I'm Jim Coyle. I will see you on the radio.